Well, that's it. Res is over for another year, and the Nerf representatives here, Mr. Mike McGee, Mr. Mixter Williams, and me, Ollie J, are all tuckered out and well versed in the art of gamery. So, what's to look back on? Best games, worst games, highlights, lowlights, and a little bit of zazz. So we'll start with Mr. Mike McGee here, because I already know what your answer is going to be.
Everyone knows what
Everybody knows what what the best game of like Res was. Go on, what was it?
Gang Beast.
Gang Beast.
Without a doubt, Gang Beast was absolutely fantastic. Something so simple. It's so easy to pick up. It is so much fun. It's just brilliant. I mean, it's a party game. It's the kind of thing that you've got to have your mates around for. But
Definitely, yeah.
I think if you play it on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, when they eventually get on there, you can play with randomers and still have just as much fun.
The thing is, if that gets on like Xbox and PS4, that's going to explode. That's seriously going to explode. It's that type of game that if you can put it under a freemium model as well, even, and that would have such a massive gaming base.
Yeah,
it would be
massive.
mental.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a small amount, I can't see it being overly expensive. People are going to end up buying it because it's definitely going to be worth it.
I mean, if they follow the same, like indie games on Steam are usually $6.99, and that's a damn fair
I'd pay
price.
that.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
pay that twice.
Pay anything.
Yeah, I love that game. It's brilliant.
It's like, it's 40 quid. Yeah, there we go. Screw you. All right, what about you? What was your game of Res?
To be fair, it's such a cop out, but Gang Beast, honestly, it was honestly that good. And I don't even know if because to look at it, it looks great. Not graphically so much, but it looks great and stylistic. But it's not until you actually touch it and then hear everything coming around you until you actually know, okay, this is something that's pretty bloody
Something special.
awesome. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you say. There's not a graphically, it doesn't look the best. But I mean, the physics are mental. The physics are really, really good, and the addictive quality behind it. I mean, one of the main things we've talked about this whole Res is the addictive quality of games like Hotline Miami 2.
Oh yeah.
Like what else were we saying was quite addictive?
Ollie.
Oh yeah, Ollie's brilliant. I swear there was something else I can't bloody remember now.
War Thunder is addictive.
War Thunder is very addictive, to be fair. I really enjoyed Dead Pixel 2 as well. We haven't really talked much about that. We didn't really highlight it much, but I managed to get a game of it today and really enjoyed it. But I mean, yeah, there's loads of games that have stood out. I mean, I can't say Gang Beast is my game.
No.
Of the comp, because otherwise we've got a three-way sweep.
All right,
that's not exactly journalistic integrity.
Forgetting the fact that we're going for the journalistic integrity, as you just said.
Yeah, always journalistic integrity.
If you ignored that, what would be your game in a show?
To be fair, it's really difficult, even if you put Gang Beasts in, because there were so many good games.
There was so much.
Yeah, it was like a buffet of delicious gaming glory. I got to admit though, one of the highlights for me was Flockers. Maybe that's because I like old school gaming, and I like the likes of Worms and Lemmings, and just playing that, the gory fun that was had was lovely stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Flockers, but I wasn't immediately
it grows on you.
I was similar.
It really grows on you, I think.
I
I played all three levels. It didn't grow on me that much. It was. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game. I enjoy it. I would probably end up getting it.
Would
because
you
it
like me
reminds me of Lemmings.
But I think it's like, would I get it without a Steam sale or with a Steam sale? With a Steam sale. Yeah, sure, but I don't know. It grabbed me, but not enough.
Fair. I mean, Alien Isolation as well. The one AAA title that was there.
Yeah.
Forgetting Titanfall that's already out and idiots were queuing for.
Titanfall's already out. Why would you go play a game, something like Res, that's already out? I mean, the reason I want to go is because I haven't played it. I didn't play a Eurogame last year where there were 2-hour queues, and I haven't bought it yet because I haven't got an Xbox One yet.
I can't imagine, just because I know people will say, but maybe the other people in the queue hadn't played it. I can't imagine there were that many people.
It was
that
every
didn't
single
have that
time
game.
we went past there was a queue.
Yeah.
Fools, I say.
Shows it's a good game. It is a good game, but I mean, it's one step up. Queuing for Titanfall that's already out is one step up in stupidity from queuing to get on the bus of disappointment.
Oh, the
sure
bus of disappointment. Jesus, I was all right. Well, I think that's a low light rather than worst game of Res.
Yeah,
and we don't like to point out the worst games of Res, but so let's I know you do. Let's voice it in a different way. What was the disappointment for Res. Let's be honest here.
Start that in because I'm still thinking my answer the first time.
Fair enough. Well, I know what mine is.
Go on then.
It was Ollie Ollie, to be fair. So good they named it twice after me.
That's the third time you've used that.
That's the third time I've used that joke. Yeah, I know. It's a good joke.
It is a good joke.
It really is. Stop. I mean, the thing with Ollie Ollie, well, I'll be fair to it. It might have been the carpenter rather than the tools here. But I was watching other people play it, and I tried playing it myself, and it was just the thing is, a lot of games this year had like nice retro graphics. They looked lovely because they were using a visual style from way back. You look at Concursion, Dead Pixel 2, Hotline Miami 2. You know, loads of games which used this not like uber realistic graphics, kind of graphics going back to an 8-bit, 16-bit era. That's another game actually going back that I liked, which was The Escapists. I did enjoy that, and again, very cute visuals, very cute, very simple, very retro gaming style. Ollie Ollie had that, but it seemed to lack something. They were, I mean, even watching the people playing it, they were just kind of, they didn't walk away as impressed. You didn't have the crowd like you did at Gang Beasts, who were all around the game and just enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
You didn't have like
They looked happy to get off the game.
Yeah, I mean, Gang Beasts, Flockers, you know, some of the games we've highlighted that we really liked, Alien Isolation. You had people coming out with smiles that they were having an experience. With Ollie Ollie, you just didn't have
You
that.
experienced, but
I think the only good thing about Ollie Ollie was the fact that when Ollie played it, he did the most epic face plant I have ever seen.
The controls were telling me that to launch, you do the joystick, as you would normally on a skateboarding game, and you pressed A to launch. I must have pressed A about 10 times without reaction, and
Kind of all built up.
And then the one time it did react, the one time I did just plummet off some stairs, it was like face down. But anyway, what else kind of like gravelled your loins?
I'd say Velocity Ultra 2X, because obviously Velocity is an amazing game on the Vita because it's, if you don't know, it's a shooter, and you're a spaceship. You're going around, you're collecting little ships, and you're basically making your way. They've made some changes into 2X where you can now get out of the ship and you have to do some platforming. That's fine. I've played the Vita version. That's great. But on the PS4, it was a mix of the controls aren't as Switch, because obviously on the Vita you have a touch screen. On the PS4 technically you have the touchpad, but it doesn't really work. And so with the Vita it's all nice and Switch, you can tap the screen and you all fly to that point, but on the PS4 it just seems like a chore. And also I think the graphical style is like really flat, really 2D. Again, on the Vita it looks really nice, blown up on like a 40-inch TV. It doesn't look childish, but it does look really basic.
It's punching you in the face with its
yeah, to
horridness.
its detriment, I'd say. It's basic.
I can't imagine anything punching you in the face that isn't a detriment, if I'm being honest.
Well, I don't know.
Okay,
Tasteful
anyway.
people.
For me, it's got to be Super Pinata. Is it Super
Really?
Pinata it was called?
You're
Yeah.
so
I
wrong.
really enjoyed that.
No,
I enjoyed
no.
it.
You're wrong. You've outvoted 2-1. You're
Don't
wrong.
care. Yeah, by 2 idiots.
Just got kicked your ass.
He kicked my ass as well, if that makes it any better.
Oh, it
But,
does actually make it
Yeah,
better.
it does.
Yeah. Well, then we have to now go back and
thing
have
is,
the
though-
ultimate winner.
The thing
Exactly.
is, though, I mean, I'm talking about it. I'm not saying it's a massive disappointment. Honestly, there was a reason I asked Mixter to go first, because there was not a lot that disappointed me out of the ones I played. I can imagine if I played Ollie Ollie, I'd have been disappointed. You know, if I had played Velocity, I might have been disappointed, although I'd never played the first one.
Yeah.
So I literally I struggled, and I've said this has disappointed me, but it's probably the weirdest game that I've ever played in my
really enjoyed it.
existence.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was
Essentially, you are Morph and his friend. You
So
both
Gang
have-
Beasts then?
No. It's a lot worse than that. You have clubs.
Well, it's a lot worse than Gang
you have
Beasts. What are you
to-
saying about Gang Beasts, man? What was your game of the year? Now it's like...
It's worse than Gang Beast, is what I was saying.
Alright, fair.
great. Right.
Anyway, yeah, you have clubs. You have to hit this pinata. Apparently, it's whoever hits it last wins. That didn't seem to work out today because Mixter was hitting it, and then I hit it last, and he still won.
He's just being...
If you manage to hit someone with a club, they piss blood out of their head for about 10 minutes and can't move.
Yeah, it's great.
How is this
yeah.
a bad game?
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm not seeing where the
No.
badness of gaming
It
is.
is a bad game.
Shush.
It wasn't a bad game. It was just a disappointing game.
Okay, let's move on, because nobody... I mean, what I will say about Res, and as well about gaming journalism in general, is nobody likes to say something isn't good, you know, isn't grand. And it's...
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein, yeah.
I quite happily said that. Wasn't
Yeah,
good.
you really happily said that. All right, let's continue the trail of negativity. Although I feel we're going to all agree on this as well.
Wait, you know what's coming next?
What the low light was.
It was
the
bus of disappointment.
Bus of disappointment. I'll be honest with you. If I wanted to queue for 30 to 45 minutes to enter a bus where I don't even know what I'm going to play is, I don't want to be sat down on a console playing Call of Duty.
Well, see, he thinks
I don't
that's
like
bad.
being tricked into playing Call of Duty.
Ollie thinks that's bad. I had a worse experience. Essentially, we queued to get on this bus. It was a double-decker bus in the middle of Res. It was by the Razer guys. We queued for ages to get on it, and then eventually got on the bus. There were a load of consoles and PCs on the first floor. We all sat down at a random game. Ollie got Call of Duty. I got, what was that other game called?
I have no idea.
Simple Shooter or something
There
along
was
those
something
lines.
like that.
Very weird game.
Pointless game.
But I was sat in this game on my own. There was no one else on the server, so I didn't have anyone to shoot. I didn't have anyone to do anything with. I literally just ran around for a while, and I was like,
I think we should clarify why that was as well. When we went upstairs and we found out the actual how the game was played, and it was basically on one team there was camera wobble, a single player, one player who had to get to a checkpoint or a base or whatever, and they were against capture the flag basically, yeah, and they were against 3 other players who had to hunt them. Now, obviously, when you played it, you must have been the single player.
I was the
only player.
There was no one else on the server. It was just me. And then the worst part was when they got to like the 5 minutes of me doing absolutely fuck all but running around in the map. They went, right, we're going to swap you around. We'll take you upstairs for this new great game. Brilliant, happy days. Get upstairs. What game is it? Same fucking game I've already been playing for 5 minutes.
It wasn't even a good
However,
game.
there were other people on the server at this point, which was a nice change. But yeah, it was disappointing.
It wasn't even a good game. It was like I say, it was the team setup was you had one person on one side who had to capture the flag, as you say, but then you had 3 people basically hunting them down. And the way they sold it was, the person on their own, they've got a laser gun that can go great distance, effectively a rail gun. And railguns are awesome if you're a really accurate shooter and you're not trying to shoot people who are running around jumping up and down. And they were like, yeah, the 3 people, and you have 3 lives, grand.
Means you get shot 3 times.
You get shot 3 times by the 3 people on the other team.
Someone hits you rapid fire 3 times.
That's it. And it's like, the 3 people on the team, they've only got 1 life. And they've only got rockets. So basically you've got a rocket launcher with splash damage against a rail gun. But yeah, I mean, the bus of disappointment was
disappointing.
You got some nice wristbands.
They didn't work.
They didn't work.
They didn't work.
They were nice green though.
No, they weren't.
I don't know how you can make a wristband that doesn't work. Razer managed it.
You slap it down and it digs into you. It's
worse than that. It was one of these slap wrist ones where you hit it like that, it goes around your wrist. But if you hit it like that, rather than curling around that way, it curled round that way. So you hit it and you poke your eye out.
So shit.
What's next then? Let's get off the bus.
Did you have any low lights, or was it just hearing us talk about the bus of disappointment?
Yeah, pretty much several hours of you talking about the bus of disappointment.
It was very disappointing.
It was very disappointment. But
all right, no, let's move on. Let's be good.
All right, yes.
Highlight. What will you take away from this Rezzed experience that was, as the kids say, amazeballs for you?
3 for me. There's an obvious one, Gang Beast. Alien Isolation. It's a good game. I wouldn't go as far to say it's a fantastic game, but because of the change from that one from Alien to Colonial Marines, I'm excited, so I'm happy about that. And then, thirdly, the most random one, we found out today that without knowing, myself and Mixter were drinking with the lead developer Dean Hall of DayZ on Friday night.
God, yeah,
didn't realise until I actually went into a dev session today, sat down, lights come up, I went, hold on, I was drinking with him on Friday. So yeah, that's.
And he was leaning on my seat as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even see his face. He was just leaning on me. So yeah, for me, Alien, pretty much, because I saw the trailer once. I think I had no expectations for it. I was like, yeah, I'll go and play it because it's the big game that's signposted for the. But god damn,
it was.
That is a game and a half. It really is.
It's just the depth perception and the graphics. And stuff
every single week. Because I'm a filmy person.
Graphics was
amazing,
gorgeous.
You can tell
because I'm scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, because I'm fairly sure.
It did or it didn't?
It did.
I'm fairly sure this is just PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And obviously, unlike some games such as Watch Dogs, it's obvious that because they focused on only the next gen.
I'm nervous about Watch Dogs, if I'm honest.
Right.
Just to kind of go off on a tangent, just the delays and the fact that it's going to be.
There is many reasons to be nervous.
Yeah,
Watch Dogs,
I'm
it seems.
very, very nervous. But anyway, You had finished then. So I can just slowly interrupt.
Oh yeah,
And put it back
basically.
onto me. Me.
Because they've been concentrating on next gen consoles, it means they've really they've pushed it a lot. It's not like they're having to hold stuff back because they know they have to then do that leveling in the PS3 and 360. So yeah, hopefully when it does come out, insert release date here because we don't know. It should.
I thought we did know.
No, we missed it. We
They
did the
annou-
interview
they
and they
announced it
wouldn't tell us, and they announced it yesterday. We haven't found out yet. We'll edit that bit out. Maybe not.
No, it won't. Yeah, so it's just being cautiously excited because so far so great, but
Colonial Marines.
that's Gearbox and Gearbox are shit. So
Borderlands.
I don't like Borderlands.
You're an idiot then. I love Borderlands.
I don't
Yeah, I like it.
Borderlands 2 was my game of the year
I
in
know.
2012. And there's a reason why it was, because it's fucking brilliant. Alright, enough of your
we
idiocy.
digress.
In terms of highlight, like I say, I'm agreeing with you guys. Gang Beasts, awesome. Alien Isolation, beautiful, and has probably another game that has sold me on getting the current gen.
You were going to say next gen.
I don't know what I was going to say. Next gen,
Current gen.
You gen,
The gen.
But I've got my little notepad here. I'm not playing with myself. I've actually got my notepad here, just kind of like.
No,
look
he's
over.
playing with himself.
Yeah, I'm playing with myself. Shush. But there were so many highlights. Gang Beasts, Alien Isolation, Kaiju Panic. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Flockers. I can't even turn the pages at the moment. Wolf of the Overworld.
Oh, I missed one. But I'll come back to it. Go on.
That was gorgeous. The Escapists, Hotline Miami 2,
Ollie Ollie.
Ollie.
Shush, Tiny Keep, which was like a one-man project, and
Oh, we haven't even spoke about the other
beautiful
one.
Concursion,
That one, yeah.
Dead Pixel 2. So many good games, so many
hard to
low-level
remember them
games.
all.
What was that one we played on the Vita as well that you got me
Yes.
playing?
I like that.
Oh yeah, of course, Maracasi Baby.
Yes,
Yeah, that was really
It's
good.
an amazing atmosphere.
Really
I
good.
love the way
Light.
it was. Yeah.
Light was
there
good.
There were a lot of games, weren't there?
Yeah.
Because I was going to mention War Thunder, and completely forgotten about it. Although it's not
Yeah.
a new game, they've got tanks in the beta, and they were showing it here. And it works so well. I mean, I was zoomed in shooting a tank with my tank. All of a sudden, my screen was on fire. Couldn't realise why. Zoomed out, and a plane had crashed in front of me. And there was a big ass propeller on.
Awesome.
But there were so many good games. In
Yeah,
this one.
there really was.
So
So
many
really,
good.
the thing was as well, and we've all touched upon this, is the as well as being good games, they weren't the big games.
No, exactly.
They were the
no.
games which you could tell the passion was behind them, that the people have really worked hard to make these games. And
Well, I mean, it's
it was a
because-
nice, relaxed.
Because of how many developers were there with their games, you can
Yeah.
tell that they've got that passion when people are coming up to them.
And that makes a big difference for me. If you're speaking to the people behind it, you're actually, these are the